Hello and welcome to this week's Campus News Update. I'm Courtney Gear.
And I'm Colleen McCormick. On this week's update, we have some after-college tips for those upcoming graduates and about how QU students can get involved in a historic rivalry. Topping our news this week, Governor Bruce Rauner recently stopped by Quincy University for a town hall meeting. The event was on Thursday, April 9th in the Hall of Fame room. Governor Rauner discussed his new agenda, the Illinois Turnaround. Rauner emphasized the importance of not allowing the bureaucracy to make decisions for local governments. Also, the state budget will have to be cut significantly. Elements that will not be cut are funding for K-12 public schools and building a stronger economy. However, freezing of promised funding to QU may occur under this plan.
I've kept community colleges funding flat, even though we've got a crisis. I've increased state K-12 funding by $300 million. Now I've cut universities, state universities in the budget. I don't want to do that. In fact, I want the best state universities in the world. But one of the things we've got in Illinois is a huge overhead bureaucracy problem in our system, especially in our state universities.
Key portions of the town hall meeting can be found on our YouTube channel with the link shared on our Facebook page. We caught up with several members of the students and the community members after the town hall meeting to get their thoughts on the governor's visit.
I thought today's town hall meeting was really good. I thought that the governor really explained some things for us, and he cleared some things up for us as far as how some funds have been frozen and how he's looking to readjust and redistribute and shrink things that really don't necessarily need the funds that they're receiving right now, so that the areas that really need money can have those funds, say for instance for the children, for the schools, and for the social service agencies that need it, and for the child care providers that need it. So I think that what he's doing is good. It may be a little painful right now, but in the end, in the long run, everything will work out good.
My experience here was actually very wonderful. It was one of my first experiences here. Just being behind the scenes and just experiencing the entire environment was lovely. It seemed like the people definitely bought into what he had to say, and the whole vibe was positive. I loved it.
It was pretty cool. It was cool to see all the people come out. A lot of students, which is good to see. And it's just good to see the community get involved with a big government figure like the governor coming into town, which doesn't happen every day.
I thought it was really interesting. I was excited to have him on campus. It's always exciting to have someone like the governor come to visit. I thought his plan was interesting. It has some good points to it. Perhaps we'll have to see how it plays out, how it works out for the local community. I was particularly interested in his attention to education, and it was a little concerning. I think maybe the money that was promised us from the state for technology might not be coming, or at least there'll be a freeze on it, but I guess we'll have to see what happens.
From funding cuts to graduation funds, one thing every QU graduate has in common is paying a graduation fee, but it's not always clear where that money goes. As seniors prepare for the end of the semester, they have already paid their $150 graduation fee. Many students are wondering exactly what this fee will be used for. Most of the fees go towards what students get to keep, including the cap and gown, stole, diploma, and its cover. The charge also pays for the cost of the setup for the day and honors cords and medals for summa cum laude recipients. Finally, seniors have 2 meals with their families, including the Friday night barbecue and the Saturday night reception before the baccalaureate mass. One senior says it's better to know where their money is going.
I don't mind paying it because the school needs to set up this event and they need money to be able to do that. So now that I know where the fee goes, it's more understandable.
If you're not graduating, here's a reminder about housing applications for those living on campus next fall. You should have received an email with instructions on how to use the system. Fill out your application and submit it before Friday, April 17th at noon. Housing selection order and times will be given out on Wednesday, April 22nd after 12 p.m. Remember, official selection dates are between Tuesday, April 28th and Thursday, April 30th. If you do not participate in the housing selection, applications will reopen Friday, May 1st.
Much has been made about the job market woes as of late, But 2015 graduates can breathe a bit easier according to recent research experts. They predict a hiring increase for this year's college graduates. Michigan State's College Employment Research Institute predicts a 16% increase this year. That's a bit higher than the National Association for Colleges and Employers, who predict growth between 8 and 9%. The increase is due to a changing economy due to the large and aging baby boomers that are retiring.
Those still on campus might be wondering about their employment outlook. Some of the most convenient jobs for students are available right here on campus. USA Today College offers some tips that could help students find those coveted campus jobs. These tips include applying early, checking bulletin boards around campus, networking throughout the campus, and dressing in a professional manner for interviews. And of course, always smile. Those who get employed typically have a few key traits in common.
They have to have an outgoing personality. That's important because when the visitors come on campus, they're one of the first ones they meet with. They also have a pretty open schedule so that they can work various times throughout the day and during the week.
Quincy University will hold a job fair for students who are interested in working on campus at the beginning of this upcoming August. Many people find difficulty in pursuing their passions, but one student has been using her photography skills as the focus for her own business. Courtney Rowan is a junior graphic design student with a marketing minor. Her work consists of newborn photos, wedding or engagement shots, or senior pictures. Rowan says photography has always been a passion of hers. She started up her business her freshman year of high school and plans to continue managing her own photography studio after graduating.
It's just been a great hobby for me, and then it turned into a small side business as college has progressed, a little extra money. I'm hoping that with more marketing and more time after I graduate, of course it'll get bigger and be a full-time job.
To view Rowan's business, check out her Facebook page titled C&R Design.
Alpha Omicron Pi Sorority will be hosting the 3rd annual 5K Color Run and 1 mile Color Fun Walk in honor of Shannon Peters on April 11th. Registration is $25 for students and $30 for the public until the day of the race. Registration on the day of the event begins at 11 a.m. and is $35 for all. Participants will receive snacks, beverages, and entry into the post-race raffle. Check-in, late registrants, and the beginning of the race will take place in the parking lot B of QU's main campus on 18th Street. The race starts at noon, and the 1 mile walk begins at 12:15 p.m. For more information or to register, contact Ashley Reese at stridesforshannon@gmail.com. Donations are welcomed, and all proceeds go to the Friends of Shannon Peters Fund. Peters was seriously injured when she was struck by a car in January of 2013 while crossing Chestnut Street. Coming up, we'll have a check of our spring-like forecast.
And all the latest in QU Hawk Athletics. We'll be right back.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a Q thing. Schedule your visit today.
Welcome back. QU students have been welcomed back with damp conditions but warm temperatures.
But it looks like we may be through with the springtime storms, or perhaps not. QUTV's Allison Malone has the latest. Allison?
Thanks, Colleen. We're going to get started on our weekly forecast. So starting on Friday, April 10th, it's going to be 66 degrees. We're going to have sunny skies going on. And then we're going to leave to Saturday, and that's going to be April 11th, 70 degrees. And the temperatures are going to be in a very wide range, as I'm going to show you guys in this week's weather. And then on Sunday, it's going to be April 12th. And it's going to be 72 degrees. It's going to be some thunderstorm, rain going on, and it's going to be quite humidity that day. So, and then we're going to move on to Monday, which is April 13th. We're going to have 73 degrees, partly cloudy, so it's not too bad. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be a doubleheader in men's baseball. So make sure you guys go out and support them. And then on Tuesday, we're going to have 75 degrees. It's going to be warm weather, but once again, we're going to have some humidity going on. Going to be thunderstorms going on. As you can see, we got thunderstorm after thunderstorm after thunderstorm. And on Wednesday, it's going to be the last thunderstorm. 82 degrees, nice hot day. And then we're going to move to Thursday, and that's going to be partly cloudy, 77 degrees. We're going to drop back down. And that is it for your weekly forecast. We're going back to you guys.
The spring weather is also a sign that it's baseball season. The Campus Activity Board is celebrating the new season by hosting a trip to see the Cardinals play the Reds on Sunday, April 19th. Students can reserve a ticket until April 13th by signing up in the Student Affairs office. Students only need to pay $25, which is due at the time of sign-up. That covers your ticket and transportation to and from the game. After April 13th, students and faculty will be able to purchase the tickets for $55 until April 17th at noon.
This is a great opportunity for our students because the tickets for this event are they're quite expensive, and we give our students a discount. They're only paying $25 for seats that are going to be right. This year we're in left field, and we're in the first section right off the field.
The bus to the game will leave from C-Lot at 2 p.m. on April 19th.
When we come back, we'll have some wacky and weird moments from around the web in this week's Hawkward segment.
And the latest in QU athletics. Stay with us.
QUTV is more than a news outlet.
1 in 5 undergrads work at least 35 hours a week, year-round.
Students involved with QUTV learn life lessons, create lasting memories, and gain the experience needed to succeed in future careers.
Students need to be involved with QUTV as a viewer or as a participant because we need to know what's going on around our campus.
Knowledge is powerful, and QUTV News serves to inform not only the students, but the Quincy University community as a reliable and powerful news network.
Welcome back. Right now we have all the latest for the scores for your QU Hawks athletics.
Here with the latest in sports is QUTV's Andrew McCulloch. Andrew?
We've got another great week of sports for you, so we're going to get right to the action. The first week of the professional baseball season is underway, and fans are as excited as usual. And even though the season just began, I went around campus to ask a few students who they thought would win the World Series this year.
Cardinals, because it's kind of a close to hometown team.
I think the St. Louis Cardinals will win the World Series this year because they're consistently making good moves in the offseason, and they've got a good farm system, and I think they're in it every year.
Washington Nationals are going to win. They've got a lethal pitching staff led by Strasburg and Scherzer. The addition of Scherzer was huge for the Nationals.
No love for my Cubbies, but that's okay. I think the Cardinals and Nationals are good picks to win the World Series this year. So let's transition from professional baseball to college baseball. After winning 5 straight games, the Hawks have kind of stumbled a little bit, losing their last 5 consecutive games. And Coach Raby's team would look to right the ship at home in a doubleheader against McKendree. The Hawks would win Game 1 by a final score of 2-1, but could they win Game 2 as well? Well, we've got the action for you from QU Stadium. We've got the fans serenading the players here at QU Stadium. And that would lead the Hawks to scoring some early runs, and then great pitching here from Jason O'Brien. He's going to bean a batter there. You might want to put some ice on that bruise that you got. But the Hawks, they would win this game with good pitching and good defense. As you'll see, we're going to get the game-ending double play right here, and the Hawks win this game by a final score of 7-2, advancing to 18-11 on the season. McKendree falls to 7-21. Corey Wisdom gets 3 hits for the Hawks. And like I said, Jason O'Brien with a strong outing, 6 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts. He is now 2-2 on the season. The Hawks volleyball team welcomed The Ohio State University to Pepsi Arena, and Coach Foster's team has not been shy about beating really good teams this season, and it would be the same story here as the Ohio State Buckeyes are ranked 11th in the country. So could the Hawks pull off the upset? We're going to go to Pepsi Arena and find out for you. We've got the Ohio State Buckeyes uniforms, nice red right there, but we're going to get this action started off with QU's John Pranger, nice kill right there. He had 7 kills on the game. Ohio State come right back with that lethal serve, and they wouldn't be done there. Ohio State is going to get a kill on this next play. They had 50 kills in the game. You might as well change their names to the Silent Assassins because they had it going in this one. We would have QU try to respond with a few blocks from John Pranger and then number 8, Ian Lawson. Good block there, but it wouldn't be enough as the Ohio State Buckeyes win by a final of 3-1, improving to 19-6 on their season. QUTV falls to 13-11. QU's John Pranger with 7 kills and 8 blocks. For OSU, it's Michael Henchy with 12 kills himself. So that's going to be it for this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more scores and highlights. For QUTV Sports, I'm Andrew McCulloch. I'm going to send it back to Colleen in the news desk.
Thanks, Andrew. Right now we have Randy Swope joining us for another round of Hawkward moments from around the web. Randy.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back to this week's Hawkward segment, where we bring you the weirdest and most outrageous stories from around the web. So let's get started. It looks like we have some bad news for all of our tea lovers out there. This is a story of one of the man's brisk kidney failures. Doctors tracked an Arkansas man's kidney failure to his habit of drinking a gallon of iced tea each day. The 56-year-old said he drank about 6 8-ounce cups each day. It turns out that the black tea has a chemical called oxalates known to cause kidney stones or even kidney failures in excessive amounts. It turns out that this man was taking in 3 to 10 times more oxalates than the average American. It also looks like the man's iced tea habit caused his diabetic condition, although doctors say his diabetes did not lead to his kidney issues. It sounds like the guy's tea's habit just keeps brewing up more problems. But it ultimately, we suggest maybe changing his name to Earl Grey and switch to drinking water instead. Awkward. From iced tea to celebrities and a joke gone wrong. Comedian Dave Chappelle recently pressed charges against an audience member who threw a banana peel at his leg during the show in New Mexico. The suspect, 30-year-old Christian Engler, was charged with battery and disorderly conduct and is booked now in the Santa Fe County Detention Center without bond. The incident occurred after Chappelle called Engler's friend Johnny Appleseed. The fruit fiend then threw a banana peel on stage because he thought Chappelle's joke was racist. Engler did admit to eating a banana before the show, as well as drinking 99 Bananas liqueur. It's a 99 proof alcohol. We think maybe this guy should stop monkeying around before he gets into even more trouble and keep the fruit to himself. Awkward. Remember a few weeks ago our story about the zombie cat that rose from the grave? Well, it looks like we have a pit bull named Thea. It took a page out of the cat's book. The 1-year-old passed up pup was buried after being hit by a car and left for dead. But it turns out that the corpse-like canine was far from deceased. The still alive stray dug herself out of her own grave, despite multiple bone fractures and malnutrition. This zombie dog now has been nursed back to health after some donations from her newly gained fans from her needed surgeries. And luckily, this nearly deceased dog is now doing well and is barking and breathing with its new family. Talk about awkward. Well, that's all we have for this week's Awkward segment. Make sure to tune in next week for more crazy stories from around the web. But until then, I'm going to send it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Randy. Andrew joins us now at the desk. How's the turf on the new football field? I hear it's finished.
It looks absolutely fantastic. It's in pristine condition. And with the improvements that the football team made last year, it should be really exciting to cover them in the fall. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds great. Well, that's all for this week. Remember, as always, to tune in online on Facebook or on Channel 97 on campus for more news anytime. For the entire QUTV team, I'm Colleen McCormick.
And I'm Courtney Gear. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week.